You've gone too far, Jasmine. Is that how you treat a friend? Dorothy smiled apologetically. So you're telling me you're not going to pay, is that it? Jasmine asked as she pulled out her phone. Jasmine! Dorothy was so anxious that she almost stomped her foot. She knew that Jasmine knew some very nasty people. Jasmine waited for the call to connect and put it on the speakerphone. Spencer, are you there? It's Aunt Jasmine. I'm at Downtown General. Someone owes me a ton of money and she's refusing to pay me back. Who the hell would do that? Came an angry voice over the speaker. I'll be down there right away. Jasmine hung up and smiled triumphantly. She knew that her nephew was one of the most powerful men in Chicago and he had hundreds of people under his command. She was certain that Dorothy and her daughter would pay her what they owed her now. Lily struggled to sit up in her bed. Can you please wait a few more days, Jasmine? We really don't have that much money on hand today. Lily had heard James's nephew's voice and it sounded like he wouldn't try to resolve this peacefully. It's not that I'm being unreasonable, but there are certain things that everyone knows. You don't gamble if you don't have enough to cover your bets, Jasmine replied snobbishly. Dorothy and Lily were speechless. They all sat in awkward silence and waited for Jasmine's nephew to arrive. A little while later, there was a flurry of footsteps in the hall and the door flew open violently. Who the hell owes my aunt all that money? You'd better be ready to leave town, the tall man shouted as he walked into the room with his bodyguards. They were a tough-looking bunch. Several nurses saw them and ducked into patients' rooms to stay out of their way. The group's leader was none other than Spencer, the man Kevin had asked to be his deputy in the Chicago branch of the Myriads. His brother Derek would have been there too, but he had other business to attend to. Did you hear me? Spencer shouted. Who exactly owes my aunt money? Thanks for coming here, Spencer, Jasmine replied as she pointed at Dorothy. She's the one who owes me and my friends over $600,000. You? Spencer glared at Dorothy as he sauntered over to her. Do you know what I do to people who don't pay their debts? I didn't say I wouldn't pay her, I just don't have the money right now, Dorothy admitted reluctantly. She was absolutely trembling in fear. That's no excuse, he answered coldly. Our family really doesn't have the money right now. It'll take me a few days to get it together, Lily tried to explain. She was having a hard time talking. After all, she'd just gotten out of surgery. But she could see that the man's arm was covered with scars. He clearly didn't mind resorting to violence. Why are you wasting your time, Spencer? They said they don't have the money. Just take them, Jasmine ordered her nephew. His men started moving Lily and Dorothy with vicious looks in their eyes. Don't touch my daughter, Dorothy shouted as she stepped in front of Lily. She just got out of surgery and she shouldn't be moved. Go to hell, Spencer growled as he pushed Dorothy aside. Suddenly there was a furious roar from the doorway. Stop it right now. Kevin walked into the room and the Myriads were stunned to see him. Dorothy was actually relieved to see Kevin. She pointed at him and told the men, This man is my son-in-law. Just ask him for the money. If he doesn't have it, you can beat him up for all I care. Your son-in-law? What the hell's going on here? As Spencer turned around, his voice trailed off. He was in shock. Enforcer? Spencer stammered as he tried to process what was going on. Dorothy said that the enforcer was her son-in-law, so that would make her. He knew he was in big trouble. What are you guys doing in the hospital? Kevin asked with a slight frown. The men got over their shock and started to greet Kevin very genially, but Kevin quickly raised his hand to stop them. Tell me what happened. Nothing much, Enforcer. I just came to the hospital for a checkup because I wasn't feeling well. I happened to pop into this room to take a look. He lied through his teeth. He wouldn't dare admit that he was there to demand money from Dorothy and Lily. The Myriads remembered what Kevin had done to Nolan Hill at the Salix Leaf Hotel, and they knew he wasn't someone you wanted to piss off. But Kevin wasn't a fool. Of course, he didn't believe Spencer's excuse, so he walked over to Lily and asked her, "Honey, what's going on?" "They came to ask for money," Lily admitted. Then she told Kevin what had happened between her mother and the women who were in the room. After learning about Dorothy's gambling problem, Kevin looked at her and then he looked over at Spencer. "We're finished now," Spencer thought to himself as he considered the situation. "I just had to come here and demand money from the enforcer's wife while she's lying in a hospital bed. We're all dead men." "I'll cover her debt," Kevin said calmly. Even though Dorothy hated him and she'd really crossed a line this time, he was still her son-in-law. Kevin figured it was his duty to help her pay back the money. "There's no need for that, enforcer," Spencer responded right away. How could he take any money from Kevin? He was starting to regret ever answering his aunt's call. "I'm telling the truth. Give me your routing number and I'll transfer the money. I can't possibly let you come here for nothing, can I?" Kevin insisted. $600,000 wasn't much money to him. How could he refuse to pay what his family owed just because he was the Myriads Enforcer? That wouldn't set a good example for the other members, would it? Dorothy and Lily were still trying to figure out what was going on.
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.